Hey guys, in today's video I'm going to be sharing some basic tips on how to start sleep training for naps. So if you're ready, let's do this. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Jen. I'm a mom to two and I share weekly videos on motherhood and how I embrace self-care through it all. So if you enjoy what you see, definitely consider subscribing. But yeah, in today's video I wanted to touch upon a few basic tips on how to start sleep training for naps, as well as answer a few questions that I received from my last video. In case you missed it, I spoke a lot about the eat, play, sleep method, which is what I used for my girls when it came to sleep training for their naps. It's a great flexible daytime schedule that both my girls thrived on, and I just highly recommend it. So if you missed that video, I'll go ahead and link it up in the cards as well as down in the description box. But yeah, let's get into today's video. I do have some notes right over here so I don't forget anything, but let's go ahead and kick it off with the first question, and that is, what is sleep training? I know that's such a basic question, but a lot of people don't know, and I know as a first-time mom, I didn't even think about sleep training. I thought I was just gonna wing it and see how it went, but sleep training is totally a thing if you're comfortable with it, for sure. But if you don't know what sleep training is, it's basically the process of having your baby sleep better independently at certain routine times. In my opinion, I feel like this allows your baby to have longer stretches of sleep throughout the day or night, but we're gonna talk about nap time right now. But yeah, longer stretches of sleep throughout the day. And in my opinion, you get a less cranky baby, which who doesn't love that? So that's my definition of sleep training, or that's what I've gathered based on researching what sleep training is and the official definition of it. But having a certain routine that allows your baby to sleep better independently by self-soothing and whatnot. So that is sleep training. And the next question we're going to get into is, when can you start? Experts say that there's no specific age. It seems that around the ages of 4 to 6 months is when you start to see a sleeping pattern. So go ahead and start sleep training then. In my opinion, I feel like you can start as early as you can, especially if you start to see an earlier sleeping pattern. It's really hard to say. But as a newborn, you can't really see like a super solid sleeping pattern, but it's never too early to start healthy sleeping habits, if that makes sense. So when did I start though? With Cam, I was a first-time mom with her, so for me it wasn't like I'm looking at the calendar and this is when I'm gonna start sleep training her. It was just this moment where I fed her, I changed her diaper. Why is she still fussing? Why is she still crying? So I ended up laying her down in her crib and she pretty much fell asleep right away, and that was kind of my light bulb moment. So I was like, okay, interesting. I ended up going with this particular routine and just seeing if Cam would go down at around the same time every single day, and she pretty much did. And then I realized eat, play, sleep was a thing, and that was probably around the 3-month age is when I really kind of started implementing that sleeping routine. So again, in my opinion, it's never too early to start implementing healthy sleeping habits with newborns. They of course sleep a lot, but as a first-time mom, I didn't know how much they should be sleeping. I just kept thinking that I just needed to keep them awake all day. But with newborns, let them sleep as much as they want, especially in the first like 6 weeks to 2 months. But they do sleep a lot, and that's okay. It's when you start to realize they're awake for longer periods of time is when maybe you can start considering some sort of sleep training routine. But if you want to start some sort of healthy sleeping habit in that newborn stage, maybe try laying them down independently. I know you just want to snuggle them all day, but again, as a first-time mom, at the time I kept thinking, I can't hold my baby too much. Am I putting them down enough? It's just so many questions. But if you want like a happy medium, of course snuggle them, but at the same time maybe try laying them down by themselves. I used my newborn lounger from Bobby so often, especially with Paloma, since I was kind of more aware of things. But with Cam, I was laying her down in the newborn lounger while I was sitting next to her, catching up, getting other things done. So that was a great way of like having my hands free for a little bit. But I used my newborn lounger a lot. I highly recommend that specific lounger. I felt like it just works so well for us. But yeah, that's one healthy sleeping habit, I think, in my opinion. And also from day one, I had both my girls sleep in their crib. I know this isn't for everybody. this is what worked for us and something that the hubby and I agreed upon when we had our girls. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it was hard. And it took a lot of just going at it every single day, putting the girls in their crib during bedtime or during their naps. And it probably didn't get easier until around the 3-month age. So again, I utilized my newborn lounger often during nap time because I felt like they weren't sleeping in their crib right away during the day. So yeah, the newborn lounger really came in handy. So again, whatever works for you guys, I'm just sharing with you what worked for us and what we were comfortable with. It's always totally up to you and what you want to do as far as your routine. Okay, so next question. I hope this video isn't super long, but we'll see. The next question is how to start. So the main question, how to start, and my number one tip is just following some sort of routine or schedule like eat, play, sleep. This method was just so great for us. I felt like it was basically a guideline that I could follow where I can truly understand my girls and understand when they were truly ready for their nap, and that kind of just made things so much easier. It was very eye-opening, and it really helped me out a lot. So following a schedule like eat, play, sleep, but again, whatever routine that you guys decide on, and sticking with it. So I've been getting the question, how do you lay your baby independently in their crib? And you always hear, okay, wait until your baby is super drowsy before laying them down. For their nap, and eat, play, sleep is kind of like following that method. Basically with eat, play, sleep, which I know I'm going to be saying that often, but with that method, you're waiting until your baby is truly tired for their nap. So they're kind of already drowsy / sleepy, so putting them down, laying them down in their crib should be no problem, and they should be falling asleep pretty easily. It's actually pretty funny because I've actually never rocked either of my girls to sleep because I followed eat, play, sleep. I felt like every time I would follow it properly, the girls would be ready for their nap, and I can just lay them down right away, give them their passy, get the white noise machine going, and both parties were good to go. It's funny one time because I had visited my sister with both my girls, and she wanted to put P down for a nap or maybe bedtime. I wasn't sure which one, but she was rocking her, and I was like, oh no, you don't have to do that. You can just lay her down. And she's like, oh, I didn't know you could do that. I'm like, yeah. So it's definitely possible. Obviously, if you've been rocking your baby, it may take some time to get used to, but try following eat, play, sleep and see how that works. If they are fussing, maybe it's not time for their nap. So go ahead and pick them up and wait maybe another 30 minutes to an hour to see if they're really tired. But if they're fussy, I want to say it's a good sign that they're sleepy, but you never know. And yeah, you just kind of want to listen to your intuition and listen to your baby and see what they're telling you. And don't put too much pressure on yourself. Oftentimes routines take a little bit of time to really stick. Some may take up to 2 weeks, but if you're dedicated, definitely stick to it. I promise something's going to click and you're gonna realize, okay, I've got something going here and my baby's sleeping and you're feeling more refreshed. It's all good things. Stick to the routine and I promise you'll see good things come out of it. Okay, so the next question, is it too late? No, it's never too late. I mentioned before, babies and young children thrive on structure and routine. I have seen it firsthand, obviously with both my girls. Even my oldest, who's 3, she loves a good routine, whether she knows it or not, but I know she thrives on it. And I feel like babies are just waiting for the day they can get into a routine. I feel like in some way, having a routine, it's almost like we're communicating with them, letting them know, okay, this is what's gonna happen next. So start now. It may take some time to stick, but I promise you, it will be worth it. Okay. So last question, why start? In my opinion, your sanity, or at least mine, and nobody likes being sleep deprived. Am I right? I mean, I'm talking about us, but also our babies. They need their sleep for sure. So I feel like sleep training, having a routine will allow them to get the sleep that they need. But in general, as far as my sanity, I thrive as a mom when I feel there's some sort of order in our day. Obviously, I don't have control over my life, but if I can get by with feeling like I do with some sort of routine, that let me do me. It just has helped me mentally and with my sanity. And I just appreciate a good routine just for my everyday. mental health. But secondly, having a schedule really helped me get to know my baby better. As a first-time mom, I had no idea what I was doing. I was never that person growing up that knew how to handle kids really well. I never babysat. I didn't even hold a newborn until my mid-20s. So having children was a really foreign concept to me. So using Eat, Play, Sleep really kind of helped me figure out the cues and how I should be communicating with my baby. I'm not a natural by any means. I really have to be in it and learn and just figure it out. If they're telling me that they need sleep, I want to be able to provide that for them. So I felt like sleep training and using Eat, Play, Sleep just really helped me to communicate with my girls. It helped me understand the cues, but also helped me to better understand my role as a mother, if that all makes sense. So of course, if you're struggling, it's totally okay. I totally get it. What works for one baby may not work for another baby, and don't beat yourself up for it for sure. Take it one day at a time. Don't put too much pressure on yourself, even when you're so exhausted, because sometimes you will be. I still have those days for sure, but back in those days, I would remind myself, okay, even if I'm going in there giving my girls their pacifier for the 100th time, I'm like, this too shall pass. I just kept reminding myself, one day they're not going to ask for the passy. Regardless though, you are a great mom and you are totally enough. Your baby is blessed to have you, so do not worry about it. But I think that's it for today's video. I think that was kind of a mouthful, so if you have any questions, definitely let me know down in the comments below. But I hope you're enjoying these videos and my tips on how to start sleep training and how to sleep train for naps. So I plan to have more coming up on this series, so be on the lookout for that. If you are enjoying it, definitely give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great day and I will see you in the next one. Bye!